from Boulder, this is Coach Prime's Playbook with Romy Bean. Now your host, Romy Bean, and the coach of the CU Buffs, Deion Sanders.
It is year 3 for Coach Prime. He says they're better than last year's 9-4 team.
Ripples back, fires into the end zone. Touchdown! Haynes King to throw, late throw, and it is picked off by DJ McKinney. Now decides to run, cuts out to his right, to the end zone. Touchdown!
First down and more. King breaks free. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Georgia Tech.
Season opening game goes in favor of Georgia Tech, 27-20.
We got to do a better job making it happen. I'm not going to sit up here and, I'm not an excuse guy whatsoever, and I'm not going to say what I really want to say either. So, but we got to do a better job of making it happen.
Welcome into an absolutely gorgeous day here at Folsom Field with the one and only Coach Prime sitting down with us again. First and foremost, last week you said you were going to have a little something extra for Coach Mack. Loved the look. How'd you put that together?
I wanted to represent the look, the colors. We wore the white socks because that's what they did back in the day with the traditional uniform. But I wanted to wear the jacket, but it was too hot to wear the sleeves and all. I couldn't pull that one off, so I cut them off and went with kind of the old Cincinnati Red baseball look that I had.
I loved
when
it.
we wore the little sleeves.
I loved it.
Yeah.
People were really curious about the second quarter. Did the smell come back again in the second quarter?
It was, It's almost like they knew it and they did it for me.
It felt like it.
Yeah.
It felt like now it's like a tradition you've started.
I got another question, because I walk with several of my coaches every day, and I want to know what's appropriate because I'm from the South, and no matter my coaches that coached me way back when, I still call them coach, or teachers who taught me, I call them mister. And I don't know whether to be applauded or, that's not the word, but when they call you by your first name. Like, do kids call you by your first name when you're on campus? Like, is that correct? Or should they call you by your title?
I'd probably go with title. Like, I've never called the teacher by their first name.
Me either. Like from the South, we got hit for that. We got hit.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we got spankings for that. But I just wonder what's appropriate. Because I don't know whether to feel offensive, whether that's offensive or it's polite.
Yeah.
When I'm walking on campus and, hey, Deion, you're old enough to be my child.
You see, I don't know, because, I don't call you Deion. I call you Coach Prime.
Right.
So I would say no, but you know what? Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We got to do a poll. Let us know.
I want to talk a little bit about last week. And what I want to ask you about is last week you said this is going to be a much more physical team, a little bit rough defensively.
Yeah.
Did they match your expectations?
No, they exceeded expectations. They ran the ball down our darn throats, and we couldn't stop it. And that's not indicative to who we are. We knew what was going to happen. We expected what was going to happen. We just needed to man up and stop what tremendously happened. I am satisfied, and I'm encouraged, not satisfied, encouraged by our run game. I am encouraged by some things that we could have been successful within the offense and provoking 3 turnovers on defense. And I think the special teams are darn near flawless. I'm encouraged by that, but we still got a lot of things to fix.
You got your first look at Kaidon Salter. What are you working on him with this week? What's the message?
It's decisions. Some decisions you should have made to just do you. Do you. We brought you here because you have expertise in this and that. Don't just narrow it down to that. Do this.
Yeah,
just be you.
Just be decisive.
That's it. Just be you and be decisive. Whatever you're going to do that.
I think everyone was hoping maybe to see a little juju. You did say he's going to play this week.
Yeah.
How did he handle not playing last week?
Last week didn't predicate it. Like, first of all, I got to protect this kid. This kid is 17 years darn old. Like, I got to really make sure he's successful. You can't throw him out there, then the next thing you know, you guys out there watching are eat him alive on social media. He's never been through that. So I got to make sure I protect this kid as well as make sure he's ready to go out there and do what he's capable of doing. So, but he's going to play this week. I'm going to assure you that he's going to play this week.
All right, we're looking forward to it. That means he's he's ready.
He's getting there.
Okay, we love it. Let's take a look at the opponent. It's time now for Who's Next, and that is the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Love the name. They beat Delaware State and your good friend, Coach Jackson,
and I heard
last
about
week.
that too, by the way.
We'll talk about that in a minute. You know, this is what's probably crazy to me. They've got 5 quarterbacks drafted since 1979. That's more than Clemson. That's actually 1 fewer than Texas.
Wow.
That's kind of wild, including Joe Flacco, who is now a teammate of your son's as well, which is pretty interesting. But, like, overall, you look at this program, and they have a tradition, it feels like, of winning. They've won at least 8 games the last 3 years. When you look at them on tape, do you see that?
You see a team that's prepared. You see a team that's well coached. You see a team that has players that can make plays. You just got to go out there and not look at it as, hey, man, this is a day off. This team ain't on our level. You would be a fool to go out there like that. You got to go out there like this is another tremendous team that happens to be on the schedule that we got to run through.
Do you get any sense that your team is saying, oh, hey, it's just another team?
No, we wouldn't allow that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't make it on the field. You wouldn't make it out there for Saturday if we sensed that whatsoever. These guys are responding. I just want them to understand the standard and what the standard is around here. And it's just not for me to just consistently pound them and implement that to them. That's for the players that played a season ago and a season before that to come in and make sure they understand what the standard is around here.
We just talked about Coach DeSean Jackson kind of following in your footsteps, Michael Vick. Do you have conversations with these guys? Lend some advice. What advice do you give them about coaching?
Well, you got to understand they're coaching at HBCUs, and I've been down that road and I've taken that journey. So I was able to prepare them week in and week out for things that may happen that's not necessarily on the field. So just things that can happen within the confines of just being a coach, a head coach, things that they need to be prepared for.
If proud's the right word, proud of you to see these guys taking this
challenge. I love
challenge.
them. They're like little brothers to me. And they call me, and I pick up, and I call them right back if I don't answer, because I love them, and they want info. They want information, and they want how does this work? They want definitive information because those guys are trying to win, because they excelled at a tremendous level, and they want to coach at a tremendous level.
Absolutely. What a beautiful brotherhood. We got to take a break.
This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. You know, for all these years, we saw Coach Prime walking down the sidelines with Shedeur, sometimes with Shedeur and Shiloh, and we wondered what was going to happen this season. Was the walk going to end? Well, it's time to get to know the player who gave us that answer, Isaiah Hardge. Isaiah, this was such an awesome moment. It kind of captured the entire nation. When did you decide that you were going to take that walk with Coach Prime down the sideline?
I decided to take that walk ever since I saw them doing the walk with Shedeur and Shiloh. You know, just how he kept it tradition with him and his sons. So I kind of thought, like, since I think of Coach Prime as a father figure, I just thought of myself just taking up that spot, you know, doing the walk each and every game as the tradition that him and Shedeur and Shiloh had.
So was this a one-time thing, or are we going to see this going forward?
We're going to see it going forward.
Oh, I love it. We're so excited about that. Whatever you want to share, what did you guys talk about?
You know, he was just giving me some heads up, you know, just making the plays that come to me, you know, making the best opportunity, you know, just going out there, having fun, being yourself, you know, just make the opportunities come to you.
You know, afterwards, Coach Prime said that it brought tears to his eyes. Could you tell that it meant a lot to him?
Yes, it did. I saw a lot, you know, just off how he was talking, it meant a lot to him. And then once he grabbed my head and we was on the end of the end zone, I knew it was like, you know, it brought back memories with him and his sons.
Are any of your teammates jealous? They didn't think of this first?
I don't know, but I hope they're not jealous. You know, It's always, you can always go if you want to.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely beautiful. What does Coach Prime mean to you?
Coach Prime means a lot. You know, I look at him as a leader of the team. I look at him as a father figure, like I said. You know, it just means a lot to me. And, you know, he's always on my butt, you know, pushing me each and every day to go hard and to where I want to go, which is the league.
Did you hear from, like, Shiloh or Shedeur or anybody?
Oh, no, not yet.
Okay.
They'll probably contact me.
Yeah, I bet they're happy about it. Let's talk about you a little bit. You know, you're kind of like a little Travis Hunter-esque and played both sides last year. Is that the plan to continue to do that this year?
Yes, hopefully it will be the plan, but right now they're sticking me on the offensive side right now. So I'm just going on the offensive side right now. Hopefully I can get to go on the defense. Do
you have a side you prefer?
I love both sides.
Yeah.
I like offense and defense. I always played defense since I was little, but you know, since my family, my brother and my dad played defense, I wanted to switch it onto the other side and play offense.
So what's it been like? Obviously, you had Shedeur, now you got Kaidon, and maybe even a little Juju. What's it like adjusting to a new quarterback?
It's not as big of an adjustment, you know, just going out there, communicating with the QBs, you know, getting on the chemistry on both pages with Salter and Juju, you know, whichever one is out there, and just making the best plays that come to you.
I feel like, you know, there was a lot of talk going into the season of all of the guys that left, but I get a sense that you guys are excited to kind of create your own legacies now. Do you look at that opportunity as a chance to make your name really big this year?
Yes. We always talk about, you know, since we had Trav and LaJonte and Jimmy and Will left, you know, now is our time, like, to step up, you know, take up that leadership role and that role that they had. And, you know, it brings out more opportunity for everybody else in the room to come out and showcase what they can do.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Isaiah, this was such a treat. We can't wait to watch you walking down the sideline again this weekend with Coach Prime against Delaware. Thanks for taking the time. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
Guys, we got to take a break. Up next, we're going to go on the other side of the ball and hook up with defensive coordinator Robert Livingston. We'll be back after this.
This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. And for a second year, what a treat. We've got defensive coordinator Robert Livingston with us. Coach, thanks for joining us again. Year two, how does this year feel different for you?
Yeah, new faces, right? That's college football, 2025. You know, we got 8 new starters and still kind of gelling, morphing who we're going to be. Some different guys on the staff. So you can say it's 51st dates a little bit. But it's been great. Really, working for Prime is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and it's a joy to come to work every day.
I don't want to bring it up, but, you know, 320 yards on the ground. I felt like going into this game, Coach Prime kind of said there was going to be a lot more physicality. Did you feel like that wasn't necessarily met? What were your expectations not met? Talk me through it.
Yeah, it's my fault. I mean, I think as a leader, when we have success, it should go to the players and to the staff. And when we struggle, it's all on me. So I had a poor game plan for us. Didn't put us in position to be successful. Obviously, the quarterback run game was an issue, and they're really good also. So, you know, credit to them, and I'll wear this and get better and put our guys in better positions.
See, but that's the kind of statement that makes players want to run through a wall for you, Coach.
Well, it's that or jump off here. So,
well, you know, we like you. We want to keep you around. As you look ahead to Delaware, what kind of changes do you want to make within a week that you can make?
Yeah, there'll be some personnel differences. There'll be some schematic differences. Obviously, each week's different. Some of the same runs we'll see. More drop back pass on early down. So a little bit more maybe what I'm used to. So I'm excited to see the guys go play. Again, you only have so many opportunities to play here. You know, we have 7 opportunities, and it's just the next one. So excited for them.
I felt like the pass rush was really solid. Did you like what you saw there?
Yeah, we did some good things. Obviously, a lot of new faces. The 2 places that we have guys that we know are Keaton Wade and Arden Walker. I thought they did some really good things. Obviously, Quincy Wiggins, his first kind of extended play. He played 2 games last year, so it's great to see him. And then the guys on the inside, you know, we're kind of churning through them and seeing who we got. So I think we got 3 phenomenal defensive line coaches, and we'll just keep going to work.
You know, all coaches have different philosophies of, like, cutting seasons into, like, quarters or biggest improvements from week 1 to week 2. When do you believe the biggest improvements are made?
Well, I hope it's this week. I mean, I think first games are tough, right? Again, coming from the NFL where you have preseasons and, you know, you're going through things for the first time. And with new players, they can look a certain kind of way on the practice field, and then you get here in the bright lights, and some guys shriveled up. So, you know, we got to build them back up. We got to see who we got, and we got to put the best 11 out there. So, to your point, usually week 1 to week 2, you know what to expect. You know what game day feels like. You know what the stadium feels like, and you can just kind of get back to being yourself.
When you said some guys kind of shrivel up, you got to build them back up, what's that process?
Tell them you love them. You know, you're here for a reason. You know, I think in this profession it can be fire and, you know, so negative at times. Like, they're 18 to 22-year-old kids, right? I mean, God knows what I was doing when I was 18 years old. So young guys that haven't played, it's the second chance. You don't get many of those in life. So I'm excited to see those.
Yeah, lucky for us, there wasn't that much social media when we were that age, right?
Yeah,
you know?
I would have been in trouble. For sure. For sure.
Coach, well, this has just been such a treat. We love having you. We're hope you stick around for a few more years before you get snapped up as a head coach. So thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Guys, we got to take a break. We got more with Coach Prime coming up on the other side.
This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
I feel like in every athlete's life, it becomes a point to where the game ends for you. And I'm not saying that's what it is now. I'm just saying mentally I'm good because I know that I got a lot of talents and I've been blessed.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. Never not impressed with your sons and how mature they are. And we got to talk about the text that was seen around the world that Junior posted and that Shedeur said.
That was one of them.
That was one of them?
Yeah, that was one of them.
So when Shedeur says, as Sanders men, we got to regroup, what's the rest of the conversation?
See, we have a group of the men, then we have a group, the girls, then we have a family group. So it depends on which one. You know, you're on that day. So it was like, Shedeur didn't play well his last outing. Shallow got released, and they were like, Dad, come on, man. You got to step it up for the Sanders family. You cannot lose. And we lost. So it's like, come on, guys. The Sanders family is taking a beating right now. But I told him, I'm going to get us back on the right track.
Okay. One thing we have no doubt about, though, is that everybody's going to get back on the right track. How did you instill that in your sons?
My sons are fearless. They're very smart. They work their butts off. It ain't like I gave them nothing. That's what people don't understand. It wasn't like, you know, they're not trust fund kids. They are working kids. They had to earn every darn thing they got, and they saw me work, and I would sit down and teach them, educate them, and inform them about when you work. You know, back in the day, we worked, and you had to have 2 weeks of work. Then they kept that check in the hole. You didn't even get paid for during their month. So that's how it was. And I explained those old times to them, and they have a tremendous work ethic. And Shiloh is so darn talented. I can't wait to see, if football is over, what's next for him. I really can't.
We can't wait as well. I want to talk to you about another young player, and that's Arch Manning, who came into this with so much hype. Maybe it was unfair, and I feel like you're the perfect person to talk to when there's so much hype and so much focus. What advice would you give Arch right now if you were talking to him?
Be you. Don't placate to others. Be you, and be the best you that you could possibly be. Quit trying to be whatever it is for them, and not that he's doing that, but that's what I told my sons, that's what I tell my team, that's what I tell everybody. There's so many people trying to pretend and trick or treat right here and ain't even Halloween and be something that they're not. The way you succeed in life is to be the best you that you could possibly be consistently.
I absolutely love that. And I guess as the Sanders men and everyone's a fan of Buffs Nation, we're going to count on you this week to get everyone back on track?
We will.
Okay.
We got to.
I absolutely love it. Coach, as always, such a privilege. Thank you for joining us.
I like the fit.
You know, try something different.
I like the fit.
We appreciate you.
I do.
So much. Guys, we'll see you on Saturday here against Delaware.
This has been Coach Prime's Playbook with Romy Bean.